Well, hello. You've made it back. I was wondering where you were. We are here at the 1030S build, me, Scott. Since our last episode, we're still working on these ribs and the motor mounts. And let me show you what's up. These are number 5 ribs, the center of the wing. And this is one of the spots where you're going to have wing hinges. And you got some reinforced webs here. You see quarter inch. I got a little 1/8 inch piece in here. So we have a front spar that goes right here. Front spar there. Back spar goes right in between here. And then you got airline spar that goes right here, a little 1/8 inch material. And I'll show you how that fits through there later on. These are the number 1 ribs, which are right next to the root rib. And they gotta be notched, so I had to put in some reinforcement. If you look right here, put in some reinforcement here. Put in this extra piece here. This extra piece here. Because here's what happens. As that butts in right there, it's gotta fit in tight up against that spar. So I got a notch for the aluminum bar and notch for that piece of 1/8 inch plywood there. Same thing on the lower spar. I got to notch this back hole here to allow for the piece of metal, which is not on there yet. And this piece of plywood here. So now, this is the very end for the root rib. It also has to be reinforced. So I've got some pieces here I'm going to cut in for that. I'm having to cut out areas of glue, so I can get this member in there good. Using a Dremel. It's real close to what the dentist uses in your mouth. Almost sounds the same too, don't it? You got what I'm going to be using for my motor mounts. I got the motor sitting here. Upright, balanced. Got a position so that this part here is 3/4 inch above my deck, mounting deck. So it does put the prop above the mounting deck. I think for a two blade prop, the higher the better, more ground clearance, we'll see. But that was a consideration, was getting this up as high as possible. Otherwise, I could have lowered it down. I could lower this down another 3 inches, but that would have lowered the prop down. But I would have liked to have it lower and out of my way. I got these mounts, and they're all at different spots. These two are in the same plane. This is not in the same plane. Of course, they all got different bolt patterns. This one's not in the same plane as this one, so all 3 of these are in different planes. Anyway, I'm gonna put that up there like so. Bring this down to the deck in a couple spots. I got some rubber strips over here. I'm going to mark it something like that. The prop center line is not the same center line as the motor. Look at that for a second, you see what I'm talking about? About a 1/2 inch over. And why they couldn't make that line, I don't know. But I got a feeling that's close to the center of gravity too, if you look at the casing. So anyway, I got to shift the motor a 1/2 inch over from the center of the cylinder anyway, so that the prop is in the middle of the plane. There's the red center line of the plane, and now the blue line needs to be the center line of the motor, so that the prop is still at the center line of the plane. Anyway, more to come on that. And when you come back, I'll have some more stuff done on these ribs. And I think I'll have this welded up and maybe some preliminary holes drilled. I gotta come up with something right here, from here to here. Not sure what yet, but I'll figure it out. Next thing you know, this is gonna be on the aeroplane. Well, it's a beautiful day here, like you don't know. Gorgeous. You know, one of the reasons why is because we're blessed. I hope you're blessed, and if you're not, I can tell you how to be blessed. Just be nice to other people. See you next time.